get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, I have a very special guest with me. She was on before. She was one of my earliest guests. We had fun the first time. I think she probably had a little too much to drink, so I had to cut it short. But she's back again. Y'all gonna enjoy her. She's an entrepreneur, a community activist, wife, mother, and a person I've followed for a little minute now. So I think all you guys gonna enjoy her as well. Welcome back to the podcast, Juanita Charles. What's going on?
Hey, thank you for having me again. Everything and nothing. Like I tell people, everything and nothing. I'm out here living the dream. And yeah.
Well, let the people know what you're drinking on tonight.
All right, I am drinking Black Girl Magic Riesling by the McBride sisters. So
yeah. I know that because I actually bought that for my wife for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
the exact same bottle. I bought that for my wife for Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So
I listen, my wife, she enjoyed. I think she killed the bottle that first day. So
So what you drinking?
I'm drinking on my Crown Royal Vanilla. As y'all can see, the bottle's about gone because I've been drinking before we got on. And I'm mixing that with this Dr. Pepper cream soda. Yeah. So if I don't drink it with that Dr. Pepper, I'm gonna mix it with root beer or have a root beer float with it. So yeah, I got a sweet tooth, obviously. Before we go any further, I gotta give a huge shout out to my sponsor, Joe Shakinab and Shakinab.com. Go visit Shakinab.com for services, monthly updates, and contact information. Once again, visit Shakinab.com, promoting leadership and scholarship. So Juanita, for those who didn't tune in for our first episode together, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so like you said, my name is Juanita Charles. I am originally from Savannah, Georgia. I'm here in Clarksville by way of the military. I was in the Army. My husband was in the Army. We got stationed at Fort Campbell, and the rest is history, right? So I am an entrepreneur, like you mentioned before. So I'm a real estate agent, but I'm also a real estate investor. So I help people buy houses, teach people how to, leverage. Ideally, what we like to do is leverage home ownership into wealth. So I'm an owner of the Charles Group, co-owner with my husband of the Charles Group, and we help people buy and sell houses. I also own a real estate investment company, and we flip houses. We have rental properties, all of that good stuff. Our goal there is really just to try to create, not to try, our goal is to create affordable housing and help people get access to affordable housing. So with that, we accept Section 8 and different things like that. People, a lot of people, they don't take vouchers, so we do that. We also buy houses. So if you know somebody, or if you or somebody is in a situation where they own a house, maybe the house is in disrepair, maybe they just like, girl, I just need to get rid of this, I need to go, give me a call, we'll look at it, we'll make you a fair offer, we'll buy cash, usually within 10 days, provided title and all of that stuff. But yeah, buy houses. I also work in the political space, so train people to run for office or help people get educated on local politics, really state politics, whatever it is, so whatever I can help with, I'm there. Help, again, I do like campaign strategy, different things like that. I work in nonprofit, so I have a couple nonprofits, most notably Manifest Magic Black Girl Cooperative, who's hosting our second annual Juneteenth festival on June 18th at the Wilma Rudolph Event Center. I also have a couple others, but that's the main one I want to focus on right now because Juneteenth is about to be amazing. But and like you said earlier, I'm a wife. I've been married to my husband, will be 17 years in July. And I have 3 daughters, 15, 13, and 3. So we got a little gap right there. But so I got teenagers and toddlers. So yeah, it's a challenge, but it's good. But I enjoy it. It's a lot. It's challenging, but it's worth it. I work on the board of the directors for the Association of Realtors, on the board of directors at Habitat for Humanity, SECA at Austin P. So I work in a lot of space. I know I'm leaving something off, so forgive me, y'all, for anything. I'm also a part of NAREB, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, which is the oldest national realtor association for Black people. So so we got a lot of things going on. So yeah.
It's kind of funny. I didn't know you worked in the political world because I worked in the political world as well. My very first campaign I worked was back in 2020, November and stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot of fun doing it. It was one of those experiences where I was able to put my skills to the test and also get to meet other people that, I never thought I would actually meet, but I had a lot of fun. And, he's now on the city council. So,
who's can work on?
So I worked on the guy who actually sponsors this podcast.
Oh, okay, nice, Joe. Yeah. I rock with Joe Shakina. Yeah.
So
he's actually a sponsor. He's a sponsor for Juneteenth as well.
Yeah.
He's definitely for the culture and progressing and moving things forward. So we definitely appreciate him.
Yeah, definitely. And I just thank him for giving me opportunities after opportunities and stuff like that. When a lot of people don't really want to give people opportunities because they think they could do it on their own. He's not that type. So huge shout out to him. And, I just want to say congratulations to you and everything that you have done so far.
Thank you.
I know you're going to continue to do more great things, you and your husband both.
Yeah, we got some big projects we're working on right now, so we're quiet about them right now because it's we got some big things in the process. So we just I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that.
And more so, thank the both of you for your service. I really appreciate what y'all have done for this country. So thank you for you both. So let's get into Juneteenth. Second year in a row. I went last year. Me and my wife, my daughter, we enjoyed ourselves last year. You're doing it again this year. What made you decide to put this whole thing together?
So interestingly enough, I only learned about Juneteenth like a couple of years ago. Maybe it's like 5 years ago, something like that. Like I just wasn't even aware of it. And then once I learned about what it was, I'm like, well, why are we not celebrating that? That's kind of what it was. And then I started Manifest Magic Black Girl Cooperative. That first year we had just kind of started like July. We got started in July. And then that next year we were going to do, I want to say we were going to do Juneteenth. Yeah, we were going to do Juneteenth that next year, but that was COVID. Right after that, that was a COVID year. And then, and it's so interesting that the first year we were able to actually, pull it off coincided with when they passed the national legislation that made Juneteenth a federal holiday. So, and then it's interesting because the year that we were going to do it, Dr. Commissioner Rashida Leverett and Councilwoman Wanda Allen, they respectively also brought local legislation to make sure that Juneteenth was a holiday in Montgomery County and in Clarksville and in the city of Clarksville. So it's kind of like, and we, I work very closely with them in different spaces or whatever. So I was very grateful to them for that. And so what made me really want to just push forward is it was kind of already on the horizon. And once I learned about it, it was just like, we need to be celebrating this. And then when I started getting when I got the Manifest ladies and we kind of talked about it, it's like, you know what, y'all, we're going to make this happen. And we all just kind kind of worked together, pushed and really just made it happen. So last year, like you said, that was our first year. Our committee was small. We had, great volunteers, great turnout. And we really just expected to be even better this year. I mean, I think it was dope, and we're just looking to do it again. So it became, an opportunity for us to recognize and celebrate our culture. You know, people celebrate how they want, but for us, it was all about like really just, I was about to say identifying, but recognizing our culture and the beauty in it. And so that's why last year we made sure, and this year we're going to make sure we have a space for authors. We'll make sure we have a space for Black artists. We're going to make sure that our main stage is filled with celebrating our local talent and the people that are, you know, the people that we live and work next to every day, and just saying thank you. It's the same thing with our vendors, you know, our small businesses, making sure that they're making money. So, because that's another part of, we want to create a economic impact. So last year, our economic impact was almost $500,000. So we looked at, we surveyed the vendors and saw how much money they made on average. Really, not really on average. We actually just added it up and saw how much money they made. We were a little bit over 400,000. Well, a little bit over 450,000, because we had 106 vendors, not to mention what the sponsors also brought in. We had 20 something sponsors. And so looking at the money that they made, and, you know, and it was just like, so it just made me happy to see. And it was like, okay, we got to do it again this year, you know, and so it's going to be an annual event, or continue to be an annual event, and just making sure that, that we are celebrating our culture, but also that Black people in Clarksville know that there's other Black people in Clarksville, and that they belong here, because that was the biggest thing. Even people who, you know, who were from here, I didn't know there's many Black people in Clarksville. So it became like a whole thing, and it felt like a family reunion. I know for a lot of people, it's like, I didn't see my cousin since this person I went to high school with. So I was dope that we were able to make that happen and just be a conduit for bringing people together. So.
Yeah, I remember when I went last year. I ain't gonna say a lot. It was an event where I told my wife, I said, if they do this every year, we got to come back, you know. And we already made up our minds. I already took off the weekend, you know. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's Juneteenth weekend, and also it's Father's Day weekend, so it's like, you know, I got to take that weekend off so I could celebrate me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all had y'all weekend, you know. I don't want no tools. I don't want none of that lawnmowers. I don't want none of that. I want what y'all got. I want jewelry. I want clothes. I want, you know, well, I don't need no
strawberries. Cologne.
I don't need no more cologne. I got too many of that. I'm good with that. But, you know, I told her, I was like, we got to come back. And, you know, I know they're going to do it, you know, bigger and better. You know, that's the only way you can go. You start from the ground up and you continue to build up. So I'm looking forward to it. My wife is looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to meeting, you know, new people out there. Yeah. And, you know, and like you said, you didn't know a lot of Black people from Clarksville was here. You know, I'm one of them. So, you know, we out here. We out here.
They were telling me, they was like, we didn't think it was that. I said, I know it's a lot of Black people in Clarksville. You got to look at the numbers. But they was like, well, we don't ever see each other. Well, now you come here. This is our family reunion. You show up. Well, let me tell you, we got some surprises this year. So instead of it just being, we have the festival on that Saturday. But that's not the only thing. So we actually added two new events, and I didn't publicize them just yet because they're a little more intimate. One we just locked in. So you're the only one and everybody's watching, obviously. So this is our newest announcement. So we actually have an event on Thursday and Friday, and the festival on Saturday. So on Thursday, so Angela Peterson, Lord, I'm hoping I get Peterson. Yeah. She, Patterson. Now I feel bad. Okay. Cause I'm sitting here trying to read her name out of my mind. Here we go. But she did her master's thesis, and she created a documentary. It's called Black Mosaic. And so it's uncovering the Black voices of the history in Clarksville, of historical Clarksville. And so she made a documentary. It's like 48 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that. So we're going to do a screening of that, at the Customs House Museum on Thursday between 6 to 9. So we're going to do the screening, and then we're going to talk about we're going to talk to some of the people who participated in the documentary, and we're going to talk to them about the Mount Olive Historical Preservation Mount Olive Cemetery Historical Preservation Society. So because they were in it, but we're going to talk about how they preserve the stories of Black people from Civil War and post-Civil War, and how Black people survived after emancipation and things like that. So they put that in there, and then they were tracking, the way people lived. And we have when they talk. Have you heard about Africana Town at Dunbar Cave?
I heard a lot of history about Dunbar Cave. I don't think I heard that specifically.
So they were calling it like a refugee camp. But it was for Black people who had previously been enslaved, and so they lived at Dunbar Cave in what was called like Africana Town. And so they I think they called it a contraband camp, because I think they called that one a contraband camp because there were runaway slaves that lived there, and I guess people couldn't come back and get them back or whatever it was. So they talk about that. Hopefully the guy who was there speaking on that, because he works at Dunbar Cave, so he'll be there for that. There's a couple different people that were there, but that was like really impactful and really powerful, because the guy even talks about, he said, we hear about all the history of Clarksville, but we never hear about the Black history of Clarksville because it's intentionally omitted. So I think that documentary is a really good way to kick off the Juneteenth weekend. This year our theme is flowers to the people. So when you give somebody that flowers, you're paying homage to them. You're giving them an honor. You're saying that I'm going to celebrate you while you're still here. They always say give somebody their roses while they can still smell them. So that's what we're doing. So when we say power for the people, is flowers to the people. It's a play off of that. And so this entire Juneteenth is about making sure that we acknowledge the people who contribute to us and make our culture as amazing and diverse and beautiful as it is. And so again, we're going to start with the Black Mosaic training, and then on Friday we have the culture ball, right? So it's not as formal as the as Best in Black, but it's going to be Dress to Impress. It's a cocktail event, and so we're going to have fashion, music, of course, food, because it's not an event without food, signature cocktails, arts. And so we're going to have in a live band. So Brassville is actually going to be playing. So I don't know if you know Brassville, but it's a amazing live band. So we have them on Friday, and that's also 6 to 9 at Civic Hall. And it's an opportunity as well to network. Just like that one is going to be more, mixing and mingling or whatever. But it's like I said, good food, good music, fashion show. It's just going to be really, really nice. Red carpet, we got to do a red carpet. And then Saturday is the Juneteenth Festival at the Wilma Rudolph Event Center from noon to 9. So we starting off with a parade this year. Well, we had a parade last year, but this parade is going to be, it's like, I don't want to give away too much, but, and the Juneteenth Festival, we got art, we got music, we got the author space, we got the vendors, we got however many, I don't know, let's say like 100 bits, because last year we had 106. So I think we're somewhere around 100. Some people had to back out, people got COVID, different stuff, right? People got things going on. So we tell them we prefer you not to show up with COVID. So we had a couple people, who got some stuff going on. We understand that. So we want to be, of course we send up our prayers and stuff for quick recovery, but overall we got that. We got the cigar lounge. We're actually going to have, I think we're going to have 2 this year. So it's a cigar lounge, CBD lounge. We got a wine bar, we got the drink tents. They got the beer and, water, sodas, all of that good stuff. We have the kids zone this year is going to be expanded. So we got the bouncy houses. There's an obstacle course. There's a foam party, face painting. Art Link is going to set up their trailer there so the kids can do art projects in there, Uno tournaments, all that good stuff. So, and then
Uno. Where the space tournament at?
No, Uno for the kids.
Okay,
but we got the space tournament and we got the dominoes tournament. Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yep, the spades and dominoes tournament still. And matter of fact, I just ordered the trophies last week. So yep, they're gonna get here in time. It's gonna be, it's gonna be dope.
Now with the space tournament, you have to pay to get in, or can you just sign up?
Yeah. So we're changing it up. You still got to pay to play because there is a prize package. So it's like you get a trophy and it's a couple other things. I think Slim and Huskies gave us some stuff. Beach Haven Winery gave us some stuff. So we got prize packages. But it's only $5. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's a $5. It's $5 for the team. $5 entry fee for the team. So
dang, that means I gotta find some. See, I kind of wish my wife knew how to play spades.
Man, let me tell you, last year I didn't get a chance to play, baby. When I said we'll be on them tables this year, I think we had amazing volunteers last year. We just didn't have enough. But this year we have a different kind of setup with the way we did it. So everybody, long story short, we got enough volunteers and we're trying to put everybody on the fun stuff. So now that they're doing all the fun stuff, I get to also come participate. We have hosts. We got a host. Alley Cat New Money is hosting the Juneteenth Festival. We got Tina Brown again. We got Mike Rich gonna be there. We got Marcus J. He's got a jazz band, saxophonist. We got Lord Goldie. She's a hip hop artist and she performs with a live band. We got we got Higher Ground. They're like R&B. They do R&B. I think they do some everything. But they're a full band with singer. Like it's nice. And then of course, DJ Brock gonna be there. He gonna rock. So we got it's gonna be nice. And then we're gonna do some reggaeton. We're gonna do some reggaeton, some Afrobeat, some. I mean, when I say just bringing it full circle, because at the end of the day, we want to celebrate all of our culture. And we know it's too much to fit into one day, but we want to make sure that we bring it. And when you're there, it feels like family, it feels like home. We actually moved the Spades and Dominoes tournaments closer to the beer tent. So you can just, because let's be for real, when you playing, you want your beer, you want to whatever. So we got that. And I think we put the cigars over there too. Or maybe we put the CBD on there. Either way, you got something you can smoke. So, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So that gives, maybe somebody can't come out on Saturday, maybe they can't come on Friday, but they want to come to the screening on Thursday. So we want to make sure we have something for everybody to be able to participate in.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm gonna talk to my wife about Friday, Friday night and everything like that. And huge shout out to Alley Cat New Money. If I've worked with him for a few years now, and he's also, if you listen to the intro to my podcast, that's Alley Cat New Money. So
yeah.
So if y'all do that, Alley Cat New Money, Sunny Main Boy, Flight Boy FOE.
Yeah, he's performing too. They both going. He's hosting, but they're also both going to perform. So when I say it's gonna be nice. Yeah,
definitely. And if they want more information about Juneteenth, where can I go to find information?
You can go to JuneteenthFestivalClarksville.com, or if you go to the Manifest Magic page, website, manifestmagicbgc.org, and it'll, you click on the Juneteenth and we're there. But what I found, I'm sending people to Linktree. Go to Linktree/Clarksville Juneteenth. And it'll give you everything. That shows you, it has a link to buy t-shirts. Oh, and we got the new 2022 t-shirts as well. So, but you can get the t-shirts, you can, there's the frame where you can say, I'm going, put your face in there. We really, really, really want y'all to do that and just show your support and let people know where you're going to be. At the end of the day, it's about getting together, celebrating our culture, and also making sure that we're supporting everybody that's there, whether it's the performers, the vendors, making sure we're showing out for our sponsors and bringing value there. But on that Linktree, the information for those new 2 events will actually be up by tomorrow. So those will be up. I'm just excited. Juneteenth weekend is gonna be good. And then on that Sunday, sliding out to take my husband out of town. We always take him out of town on Father's Day, because his birthday is a couple days after. So we celebrate from Father's Day. Sometimes Father's Day falls on his birthday, so we still got to add like 2 days to it. But we always do a couple, like you said. I know you said like you don't want tools and all that other stuff. I'm telling you, he'll get tools, trips, food. If he said something even in passing and he was like, I like the idea of this, just know that's what he about to get for his birthday. Even if it's like, oh, that looks interesting. Okay, I try to be proactive and listen to him and just like, okay, what do you really want versus, I don't know, socks or whatever, ties, like you said, grills, whatever random stuff people usually get people for Father's Day. So I heard you talk about it. I want what y'all got. Yeah, I'm with it. That's how I take care of my husband.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, it's kind of like this whole week. That whole week is gonna be crazy because my actual, before I go into, hold on, let me think. My anniversary is on the 13th, so
Yeah, I'm about to say, get it right. You gotta get
Yeah,
it
my
right.
anniversary is on the 13th, which is on a Monday.
Congratulations.
So
How many
yeah.
years is that gonna be?
Shit, you asked me that question. How old is my daughter? She 8. 7 years.
Look, I ain't mad at it. Sometimes it be like that.
7 years, June 13th. But
Congratulations.
we're gonna do all that stuff that whole weekend. Juneteenth weekend, Father's Day weekend. So I figure we're gonna be off. So let's just do some all at once. I mean, May was already a terrible month anyway for me with Mother's Day, then her birthday right after that. So now
you went broke on birthday and Mother's Day. We just went all out. Yeah. But that's awesome though. That's awesome though.
No, that ain't awesome. What about me?
Well, your day coming up. And when's your birthday?
My birthday was back in March.
Okay. Well, look, I'm sure you got something for your birthday. Now your Father's Day coming, you're gonna be good. It'll be, yeah. I'm saying it like I'm the one buying you a gift. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she got it together.
It was cool. It was cool.
I'm gonna tell you, like, well, no, because I don't want him over here. Because I bought him like this, because my husband, he likes tools and stuff. So I got him this little socket wrench thing that he been wanting. So I got that. But then I was like, we like to travel. My husband like to travel. So I already got a book. It's like the well, I already had to be out of town anyway. So I was like, okay, we're gonna road trip a little bit. We're gonna hit a couple beaches. And then I'm from Savannah, Georgia, but we also do investments there. So I figured we'll kill two birds with one stone. And I'm in the process of buying my husband this house. It's not on the beach, but it's close, decently to the beach. And I want to really get him like this little, and it's not, I mean, it's his, but it's not his. Like, obviously it's ours, but I want to give him something that I know he's going to really, really want. Like it is, we do everything together. We're a partnership, but it's more so because I know he likes the beach and I know he wants whatever. So it's like a little beach house. And whenever we not staying there, then we'll Airbnb it or vacation rental it or whatever. But I want to be able to, I don't know. I just want to be able to have like a space for it. And he can decorate it how he wants because everything else is the way I be doing. So, and I'm sure he doesn't object because I got stuff like this. Like this is like the big old, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It ain't nothing crazy, like I kind of decorate kind of masculine anyway, I guess, if that's what you want to call. I'm trying to stay straight, but it's his, so that'll be his. So I'm excited about that. I don't know. I'm just excited. It's gonna be, so when I just want to go show. We're gonna do the road trip thing, and I'm gonna show him the property. And be like, yeah, what you think about this? Fingers crossed that he actually like it. And then after that, and then yeah. So I'm excited about it.
I'm pretty sure he'll like it. Like with me, I'm gonna let my wife just decorate the house. I don't really care too much about it. But I told her when it comes to my man cave,
yeah,
you better not touch it. Ain't no theme. It's just me, what I like. You have no say so. I'm gonna have my Bruce Lee on the wall. I'm gonna have my Jordan, my Kobe. I'm gonna have that little Kim poster right behind me. Don't say nothing. I'm gonna have my bar. I'm gonna have my TV and my chair. If you want to come in and you want to watch the game with me, you're more than welcome. But just let you know, you don't have no fingerprints on this.
That's what my husband said to me. That's how his space is right now. I don't every once in a while I buy something. I'm like, hey, you can pick this up if you want. And he's like, nope. And he'll sit it right outside the door. And it's sitting right out there. But that's how it is. It's like I don't have no say so in there. But it's like it's a lot of like the kids make artwork. One of my all of them make nice art. But my middle daughter is like a legit artist. And so she, she's 13. So she makes some stuff. So he puts that stuff up. Well, actually he puts all of their stuff up. It's probably like a picture or two of us, but it's mostly just stuff, just whatever his stuff is. Just he's got TV, he's got the the sectional couch, he's got a desk in there, but it's all his stuff. And everyone, I was like, hey, you wanna, nope, get out of here. Get out of here. I can go in and watch movies and stuff, but I can't mess with nothing. So
well, he must be a good father though, because if my daughter draws me something, I said I love it, but you're gonna put that on the refrigerator or something.
No, yeah, he got his art. He got their artwork up in there too.
And go on the refrigerator. I don't want no female presence in my space.
So how many kids do y'all have?
One.
And you have the one daughter. Oh yeah, so it's you're the only male, and then it's the house. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Actually, it was kind of funny. I had my friends on last week on my podcast, and after we got done recording, no, we stayed on for like another 2 hours just talking. Because I ain't talked to my boy and like really talked to him probably in a good 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
And he asked me, he was like, so you gonna have another one? I said, on purpose? I was like, man, listen, she already 8. I gotta start all over. I don't know if I want to go through that.
Yeah,
no,
I will tell you that. So it's just my husband, right? The only male in the house, and then it's me, and then we got our 3 daughters, and we got a turtle, and that's also a female. Her name is Shelly. And when our baby was definitely a surprise. The little one, the 3-year-old, she wasn't planned, but obviously she's very loved. But her and my middle daughter, they 10 years apart, like almost exactly 10 years apart. And I say this to people all the time, I'm like, bro, I'm tired all the time. And these new babies, they not like even my other ones, they were pretty like advanced. They were, you come with you got games on your phone. This one right here, shouldn't, mommy, let me see your phone. She done memorize how to unlock it. She's 3. She will unlock it no matter where she's at. She can get to YouTube and watch her little cartoons, or she'll get on Apple Music, because now she likes the Disney soundtracks and stuff. So she'll find all of those. Baby, she'll listen to We Don't Talk About Bruno 100 times in a row. And it's just like, it's hard. She's 3. She got a crazy amount of energy. I'm 37. I'm 37, and I'm just like, bro, like, like I need to sit down. We got a trampoline. Mommy, come outside and jump. Mommy tired, and she would throw a fit, and I get out there, and I'm just like dying but it's a lot. It's a lot. Like you said, you just kind of start over. It's a lot to be able to, it's a lot of energy. And then you have to kind of even remind yourself how you spoke to the other ones when it was little. You got to come back to that. Cause sometimes I find myself just talking to her like she's a big girl. I'm like, okay, toddler. She's a toddler. She got to train up to that. So it's a lot. That's it.
It's definitely a lot. And I already know later on tonight, my daughter's going to want to get on my phone. I'm like, not tonight, because daddy's gonna play his 2K on his phone tonight. So, that let me have my night, and tomorrow, or if I go to sleep, you could get on it. The only thing she's gonna do is play Roblox. So
yep. Man, my baby's big into that too.
So I just let her be, even though she has her own tablet.
Because that's how they do. That's how my daughter, she does this thing where she'll come in, she's like, mommy, look at this game. Now you try it. So she makes me play it. And then while I'm playing that, she'll take my phone. And you'll look up and she'll just be going. I'm like, I thought you wanted to play with me. No, she tried to pull the little switcheroo. So I'm like, this girl here.
I wouldn't. It was my fault. Because my daughter, at that age, 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, just to really keep her quiet, I gave her my phone. And now it's like she's so addicted to it. She's asking me at 8 years old when she's gonna get her own phone. I said, whenever you get your own money, you get your own phone.
Man, my daughter, she got her first iPhone. She was 10 because my mother-in-law bought it for her. And she just wanted to be able to talk, because like me and my husband we work a lot. But even then, it wasn't necessarily, I guess it was because we worked a lot, but it's like she want to talk to her, but she won't talk to her for an hour. I can't afford to give you my phone for a whole hour. So she bought her phone, I want to say, for her 10th birthday. And then my next baby couldn't get her phone until she was 10. And this other one, she studied like, mommy, where's my phone? Girl, you don't get up out of here. But it's just, and like you said, it kind of started as okay, here you go. I'm gonna give you this to keep you quiet. Just, okay, buy me a little bit of time to, let me try to finish up what I'm doing over here, get her the tablet. But even with her tablet, like you said, she still want that phone. So, but on that tablet, we disable YouTube too. So I'm sure that has a part to do with it, because I can't, it's hard to monitor. Some of them videos, they look like kids videos, but they're not. And so I just,
That's definitely true. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what my daughter watches now. If it ain't, it's. I know what she watches. She watches the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's this one family. It's actually a couple of families on YouTube she watches. Um, I will bring her in here and ask her who she watched, but she's probably watching Teen Titans right now. So, but I know it's a family. One is based out of Canada. It's a black family. They do a bunch of stuff. Gaming, they do skits and all that stuff. I don't know how much money they make, but I know for a fact they make a boatload of money.
Yeah.
And it's another family. One is like an interracial couple. White guy, black woman. They have their kids. And what is that? I know what my daughter put me onto it, but I'm like, I don't know what they do on YouTube, but I'm thinking maybe we should do it too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually another family. Actually, the guy actually went to Tennessee State, and he played in a band at Tennessee State. But they got their YouTube thing, and they making money too. So it's like, I guess that's what it is. Put your family on YouTube and just talk and vlogging, basically.
Yeah,
vlogging, and it's crazy.
I had considered that. Well, we considered that. I won't say we considered that a while ago, but it's just like the consistency that you got to have with it and all of that. I'm like, I don't know, but not that it's a bad thing. Like, I think it's dope for anybody that can do it, or that does it. My kids, they watch a lot of Corey Kenshin. Like, he's a gamer, and he does, and he has this thing. He's a black guy, and he does this thing called Spooky Scary Sunday. And so I don't know, he's hilarious, but he got like 10 million, 11 million followers or subscribers or whatever. Like, when I say, and because he was talking about something about that's what it was. So he'll leave for like months at a time, and then he'll come back, and his subscribers, they'll still be there. They're looking forward, to working with him or whatever, or not working with him, but watching him and stuff. And he's a funny dude. He's interesting to watch. But he does gaming, and then he does the Spooky Scary Sundays. Like, people submit scary stories or animations or whatever it is, and he'll play them, and he kind of rates them. But he does a lot of where he's responding or reacting to the videos as it's playing. So I don't know, he's just a funny dude. He cuss a little bit, not really, but it's definitely family friendly because we watch it on Sundays together. Who else? That's all I can think of on top of my head, because I don't know the rest of them. I just know Corey Kenshin because he's funny.
Is it like a kind of like a young type dude, or
he's a younger black dude. Mm-hmm. He was talking, I was sitting there doing the math because he was talking about, that's what I was about to get at, because he was talking about the 11 million followers and the video views and this and that. And I'm looking and I'm like, okay, monetize, because he was talking about the money. I forget what it was he said about the money. I was like, this boy make about $350,000 a year just making these videos, as I was just kind of looking at based on what he was saying. But I'm sure it's probably more than that, because I don't know how those numbers quite work. So.
And he probably got deals, on top of that with this channel outside of YouTube. So
like endorsement. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming up. They're coming up in the gaming world too, because they got their own shows too. I mean, you could go watch their own shows on Nickelodeon, or what was it? One guy, he's on the Roku channel, and they have like this gaming channel on Roku, and he's on it. He does that stuff as well. So it's like, what? I know people back in the day preach education, but doggone it, I'm gonna be real with you. If they would have preached gaming back then, I would have been a multi-millionaire right about now.
But I think what it is, I think a lot of times we cling to the idea of what the American dream tells us, is the path to success. And so that's why everybody's like, graduate high school, go to college, get a degree, get a job. But it's like, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think once we get so caught up in that, we ignore the other opportunities. So we get stuck on where things are versus where they're going. And so as we start to see that sharp turn in gaming, and then we started to see like gaming is not just for children, it's for adults, especially anybody that's a sports fan. You know what I'm saying? And like, I know I play PlayStation with my husband. Like, we played God of War was the first game that I beat on PlayStation 4. But I just want to throw it in there that I beat the game. But anyway, but gaming is not just for children. Like, gaming is for adults, and we enjoy it, and we spending money. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, when you start thinking about that and then how competitive it gets, if anybody had really paid it, not when I say anybody, I guess the people who raised us, if they had really paid attention to how it was taken off and how much people really enjoyed it, and instead of knocking it, because that's a lot. Don't play them games, they ain't gonna get you. Well, people is making millions of dollars playing video games. Now what? You know what I'm saying? So and I think that's what we need to do as far as looking at the world that we live in now. Okay, maybe some of us missed the boat on video games, or maybe some of us didn't. It's not too late, but we look at what's next. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of clinging to that, school and a job, because now you got to get the job to pay for the loans that you took out to go to school to get the job. Like, it's just so cyclical. And I got a degree, so I'm not knocking it. Like, I got a bachelor's degree in human services management, which is cool, but I never really used my degree. It looks good. It looks good when you apply to jobs and stuff, but I don't work for nobody. So it's kind of, however, I will say that. So let me back this up. I'm not discouraging it, because I do understand, like, even when I get booked to speak certain places, I think I might have left that off too. So I also train on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then I do, empowerment speaking, motivational speaking, or whatever. I get booked for those types of things. But when I do those types of things, people like to see, I guess, that you got a degree, or they want to know, well, who are you when you feel like you can talk to these people about whatever, you know what I'm saying? And outside of being a successful business person, they want to see kind of like those accolades. And for me, I don't know, like, I get it, but a degree is not the end all be all, especially when most of us not using them. So
I'm with you on that, because I have my degree in marketing, and I use it for special projects, but consistently, I'm not really using it for anybody else but myself. So yeah. It's one of those things I realized real quick. Actually, I didn't realize it till my last semester in college, that when you're about to graduate, you don't understand that the people graduating with you, you're going to be competing for that one job with them.
Yep. That's
so it's almost at a point where it's like, oh, wait a minute. So we all going after the same thing, but we competing after one job? Oh, no, I'm not doing it. I'd rather go work for myself, build that experience myself, and see where it takes me.
But I will say this though, like, graduating with, I guess, technically your competition could be really good for you too, because I think just making sure that you're staying in touch with those people, y'all kind of checking in, because there's always an opportunity. Well, the way I see it, and the way I kind of like, there's other realtors that I deal with, and yeah, we're technically competition, but not really, because we all kind of focus on different things. So I think just staying in touch and kind of creating like meaningful connection with them, rather, okay, maybe you're not gonna be the best of friends, but if y'all have something in common, kind of, what am I saying? Y'all can pass work back and forth. Maybe you specialize in corporate. Maybe they specialize in whatever. Something comes their way, they kick it to you. Because I know I do that a lot. Like, right now, my schedule is so busy with my own investments and some of my personal projects. I don't take on every real estate client that comes my way. I can't. I don't have time. And instead of giving bad service, I'd rather pass them off to somebody who can give them good service. And so there's a lot of, I have probably like 10 different agents that I deal with, and I just kind of send them business. I'll say, hey, are you taking buyers right now? Do you need a listing? Can you whatever? I'll hook them up, make sure my people's straight. Okay, boom, and I just pass them off, because it's just a way to kind of be able to enrich each other especially when you know something you can't handle or something you don't want to deal with. Like, I'm about to go on vacation. I'm not taking no clients before I go on vacation, so I'm kicking them off to other people. So
yeah, definitely. And before we go any further, man, I just gotta let people know, if y'all have not checked out my article on NashvilleVoyager.com, and y'all go check that out. So I'm really thankful for Nashville Voyager for giving me an opportunity to spread this podcast, man, and continue to build this platform up and everything like that. And also thank you to everybody who's supporting the podcast, getting these numbers up, so TikTok, I know I'm still growing to this day. I'm gonna start doing live shows on TikTok, since TikTok, they want you to at least have 1,000 followers to do live shows or anything live. So yeah, thank y'all for that. But yeah, let's still get the Facebook and Instagram numbers up. you know, even though I probably should be on it more, but I just figured, you know, TikTok is where it's at. And I got my ear out to what's next. So as soon as I figure out what's next, I'm definitely gonna jump on that in the beginning. Because I should have jumped on TikTok a couple of years ago, but with my old phone, it was messing up my phone. So, and that was an Android. So I'm on iPhone now, so it's completely different for me. So I've been on TikTok for really started using it the last few months, and to be able to grow it really quickly, I'm just thankful, and everybody who's been supporting the podcast and spreading the platform and stuff like that. So go ahead.
No, at least you're on there. I'm not even on TikTok. Like, I have a TikTok, never posted on it, never. And if I'm being honest, I don't think I've ever even like scrolled on TikTok. I'm pretty sure my daughter's created my TikTok, and that's just it's just on my phone. So I definitely should probably get on there. I agree with that. TikTok seems to be where it's at. And some of my favorite videos and stuff that I get on Instagram were on TikTok, and it just posted it on, you know what I'm saying? So so definitely getting, Man.
Yeah, it's a great tool to have. And I know one video I did a duet on, and that's right now over 50,000 views.
Oh,
so
man. Yeah.
Yeah, and that one video got me to almost 1,000 followers. So
that's all. My bad. I'm moving my camera. Man, that's what's up. I'm pretty sure on my TikTok I got 2 followers, and I believe that's my daughters who set that account up. But I don't do nothing on it. But I think that's dope. I know every time I come across my timeline, I share it, and you know, because I think it's important. So it's dope.
Definitely. I mean, as time moves on, you gotta understand that the generations and the time is going to change. So when you're trying to reach the younger generations, you got to figure out what they're at and stuff. It's something that I'm trying to do at my job right now, trying to get them to understand, you know, you probably have to have this other platform, but you got to be so consistent with it to where it could be, social media is already a hassle anyway. Yeah. Because you got to stay on it. It's like, okay, whatever. I guess I'll make a post today and see where I can see who would, I don't really post for likes or views. I just post to let people know I'm still here.
Yeah. See, I used to post a lot. It's more so for like, what can I post that I think people will find value in? Excuse me. But since my new projects have been, my new projects are really big, and I hate to just be so vague about it. Because I'm getting into developing, I'll just say that. And so looking to build some houses and some other stuff, whatever. So we're working on that. And some of my projects, they're so big, they're time consuming. And so just being consistent on social media, whether I'm trying to help somebody or not, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna peek my head in here and there. I might come in, I'm gonna scroll a little bit. The first maybe 10, 20 things that I see, I'm gonna probably like it, comment, After that, I'm out. And then I'm gonna come back in for a little second. Okay, because I do want to show other people love, but at the same time, like, okay, I ain't got time. People like, you didn't see what I posted on Facebook? Sure didn't. I'm sorry. I don't live on there. And then like my assistant, she goes in there. So sometimes it'll look like I'm there, but I'm not on there. Like, she's there to just kind of check my messages, mostly my business page, and see what's what. She'll post things, she'll do whatever. And people are like, well, this thing you just posted, okay, let me go back and see, because I don't know what that was. Like, I didn't post that. And then my daughter, my 15-year-old, I have her working on some social media stuff now because she wants a summer job. So I feel like, okay, this is a way to get started. So let's do that. But when it comes to social media, it's like, I dig it because I like the idea of, like you said, staying in touch, maybe informing people here and there, or like you said, just letting people know, all right, I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? But it can be a full-time job if you're trying to keep up with everything and everybody. Like, it's not possible if you have other things going on. So
definitely. And I don't know. Every platform is different. TikTok and Instagram are similar in ways. I just know that once you watch something, boom, that's you're gonna see all that same stuff. I look, I'm gonna be honest, they got these Instagram models always popping up on my searches. I don't want to look at them.
Yeah.
I know it's plastic. I don't want to look at nothing plastic.
Right.
They just, posing and stuff. Self-proclaimed models. You can't get a real modeling agency to represent you. So nothing wrong with it. But I'm just saying, I don't want to look at you.
Yeah.
I want to look at stuff that I want to look at. Sports. I look at haircut tutorials. I look at that because I cut my own hair. So,
okay.
so a lot of people think I go to the barbershop. No, I did it myself because, if I go, I got to travel and gas is almost $5 now. So by the time this episode airs, it probably will be $5 at least.
Yeah, man, I filled up my car the other day and I was like, bro, this is crazy. This is crazy.
I'm gonna have to become a gigolo in order to pay for gas.
Oh my goodness, you about to get your OnlyFans? You about to get you a
No, I'm not doing all of that. Listen, referrals only. Sign this.
Look,
sign this.
Hey, you about to put your meat in the street?
Hey, that's what it look like it's going. Sorry to my wife, but listen.
I'm not gonna allow that.
Hey, listen. If it's gonna bring in, if I'm gonna charge $2,000 a night, my wife might go for it.
Man, she gonna have to be the facilitator. Like, let me get this together for you. Yeah.
I could do it myself. Shoot, I don't need her help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm me.
She might want to. She was like, okay, who you dealing with? Let me see what you got going on. She gonna want to know, gonna want to see. She ain't gonna let that happen. She ain't gonna let that happen.
Shoot. She might. Yes, she would. If she could reap the benefits, yes, she would.
Man, I was messing with my husband. I said there was a story that I read. It was something like that where the guy had started doing whatever, but I forget. It was with older women, and he was making X amount of dollars. But he wasn't like sleeping with it. He was just taking them out to eat, like escorting them out, whatever. I said we might have to put you on the market. He just looking, I always mess with him like that. But it's just it's all in fun when you say stuff like that. I imagine
because there's a big difference in being the gigolo and being the escort. So when you're an escort, you could take the women out, you get paid to go on dates, go out to these events and things like that, so you look good on their arm and all of that stuff. Cool. A gigolo, on the other hand, technically, they get paid for the dates, but the sex is free. So there's the loop. So that's the loophole right there.
Yeah, to keep it legal. Okay.
Keep it. So when they pay you for a date, cool, you can have this daytime, but you're not paying me for sex. You're paying for the date. Now, if you paying, listen, I saw that show Gigolos that was on TV I kind of got the gist of it. So, he said, oh yeah, y'all could do what y'all want, just, two consensual adults, but realistically they go out on a date first. So you pay for that. And then,
my daddy used to be a gigolo. Interestingly enough, he'll tell you all about it.
I need to know.
I hook you up with him. He sure will tell you. My daddy is one of the most raw people you ever even when I was little, he never would talk to me like a child. He talked to me like I'm a random person off the street. Like he talked to me like I'm another adult. I'm like, I don't think he's supposed to be saying this to me. Like he should be talking. And so that's how, but my daddy spent a lot of time in prison. So he don't really have he don't have a real filter like that. So it's half the time I'd be like, okay, before you talk to my children, understand they are children. Like he'll just say, I don't even want to say the type of things. And it's not that he's trying to be vulgar. He just says it matter of factly. That's just how he is. But he'll be like, yeah, I was with this one, da da da. He gonna tell you how the date went. He gonna tell you that. He gonna tell you that. I shouldn't be telling his business, but I'm gonna tell him anyway. These three girls that he was dating. These three women, and long story short, they was all friends. And as he was dating them, I guess he got too comfortable. He got all of them pregnant, and so. So I got three siblings that are they 4 months apart.
Oh wow.
And then the other one, she's probably a year older than them, but all of their moms was friends because he they was paying and he was going, and then it started. It's a whole thing. But he'll tell you he don't care. He not gonna sugarcoat it. He gonna say it.
First off, you're gonna be a gigolo.
Exactly.
First rule is to protect yourself. You
Baby,
ain't supposed to make.
Like I said, he got too familiar, and it was just.
Man, listen. That's your client. You know, I understand you got a little too comfortable with him, but listen, it's just business. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But hey, look, won't be me. No, won't.
Yeah, but that's I would say, man, the economy now is really just it's hard for a lot of people. It's unfortunate because it's like the price of everything is going up. That's why I tell people a lot of times, like they were like, well, should I still buy a house now? Yes, because rent is still going up. And it's not just because I'm a realtor, although it helps that I'm a realtor because I can help you navigate it. But like I tell people, whether you're using me or not, like I don't care if you use somebody else as a realtor, the best thing you do is buy a house, because I see a lot of people rent going up $200, $300, whatever. And it's not that, you know, some of it I can see is greed, but the rest of it is, you know, people, those landlords, most landlords are like individuals, like, you know, me, they're not big corporations. So just like y'all getting beat over the head in this economy, we get beat over the head too. And it's just kind of like, so they trying to recoup some money, because property taxes going, like everything's going up. So it's just like, man, and you got to get it from somewhere. So it's unfortunate, but I tell people, if you go buy a house, because at least you know your mortgage is going to stay steady. Your mortgage, they can't just go up on your mortgage. Even if your property taxes or insurance go up, it'll go up incrementally, and whatever that amount is, it's still going to be divided by 12. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it goes up. So it's kind of like, but people are like, well, I don't want maintenance. I don't want this. I don't want that. Okay, well, you're paying for it anyway. Maybe in somebody else's house, but you're paying for it anyway. So you might as well, you know. But I will say this: I'm proud that my nephew, I keep saying he's 19, but he's 20. He just turned 20. But I helped him buy a house. What was that 2 months ago? 2 months ago. So he's like the youngest homeowner in our family. Because I want to say I bought my house at like 21. But it was different because I was also in the military. So I had the VA loan, so we didn't have a down payment. But he got his, like, he came up with his down payment, like taking care of business. I'm very proud. I just want to give congratulations, Malik. I want to shout out to my nephew. Sorry. I call him my nephew, my son. That's my baby.
That's what's up. Yeah, it's economy is bad. It's real bad. I mean, hell, they ain't got the dollar menu at McDonald's no more. So I'm like, man,
the Dollar Tree is what, $1.25, $1.50, something like that.
$1.25. Why they got the name Dollar Tree? No longer a dollar.
Man, it's everybody getting hit. It's crazy. Well, not the top producers. I mean, you know, the 1%, the billionaires, they making money, but everybody else is. I won't say everybody's struggling, but I'm gonna just say it's tight for a lot of people. So
it definitely is tight for a lot of people. So, you know, if you ever thought about being the gigolo, time, it's the best time to do it now.
I'm not dealing with you, sir. And look, I'm not supporting nor knocking this idea. I'm just here. I'm along. I'm just on the show. I'm along for the ride.
Ain't nothing illegal about it. I'm gonna say it. You gotta make extra money. Listen, because they're not going to increase your pay, so you got to find it some other place. So, you know, whatever you can do to bring in extra money into your household, you know, to withstand what's going on in today's world, then go ahead and do it. I mean, use social media to make money. If you could, you know, social media to make money, create your own platform. Like you said, the video games is booming right now. You see people even going live on TikTok, playing games and stuff, getting all the views and getting all the support, you know, donations and everything like that. I
see people taking on different side gigs. I see a girl, she's really good on Canva. She be on there making flyers for $35, like just whatever. Like, I think that's the one thing people miss. It's like everybody's good at something. And what I've found is lately it just seems like everybody tries to be good at the same thing. You ain't got to be good at this because they good. Whatever it is that you're good at, I'm sure you can monetize it. You just got to figure out what that thing is. Or stop sleeping on yourself, because a lot of people, they sleep on, well, I'm all right. Just do it. Just do it. You know, my sister, she bake cakes. Like she's a teacher, but her side gig is she's a baker. She can make shirts. She does all type of like creative, you know, and crafting type stuff or whatever. Whatever it is, get out there and make your money.
Yeah, definitely. That's why, you know, with this podcast, I'm extremely happy I'm bringing some money with this podcast, because, oh my goodness, groceries is ridiculous at this point.
Man, it used to be $200 worth of groceries would last. Now I get second, third day, and plus I got teenagers, so they eat like it's no tomorrow. So you go in there, I'm like, okay, well, this part of the fridge, y'all don't touch nothing over here. Y'all can have this stuff. Don't touch none of this right here, because it's getting to be, it just doesn't stretch. I was telling somebody, I said, well, look, I'm out here to I was like, if anybody's selling food stamps, I ain't saying I'm buying, but I'm saying I want to know who's selling food stamps.
Hey, listen, if you got kids, you know, a lot of them got those PEBT cards. So they're waiting on them to reload. So
they got the shoot. Look, anybody, you know, let me not put that out there. People be like, she out here buying food. I'm about to say, anybody selling food? But groceries is, man, it's serious. I think there's a lot of opportunity. I will say this. So even though the economy is not as great as it could be, and it's definitely a tough time, there's a lot of opportunities out there. And I think that's sometimes what we miss, because like you're saying, you know, there's these side gigs, there's all these different things that people can do, but figure out what you're good at, or even just look at what you like and find out a way to monetize it. People, just like you said, podcasts, like people like listening to podcasts, so you can get support there, whether it's, I don't care if it's making t-shirts, if it's making I met a girl who was making greeting cards, like handmade greeting cards. I bought some of those. Like people, and a lot of people who are we're out here looking to support people starting online businesses. People pay you to post on their social media. I know I do. I pay my daughter. Well, I got an assistant that does it too, you know, but like there's so many different things that you can do. People pay you, companies will pay you to take surveys online.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you spend, what is it? It's like 30 minutes to do a survey, and they'll pay you $5 or something like that. Okay, it might not seem like a lot, but when you think about it, you sitting there literally just writing surveys. You could make $10 an hour just filling out surveys all day. You know what I'm saying? Like there's stuff to do. So unfortunately, we've come to a place where people have to, you know, take on a side job or a second gig. Investing is really, really big now. Stock market is down. So my financial planner, he tells me, he said, well, this just means that you'll be able to get stocks on sale. So just buy a lot. I understand what he's saying, but I ain't quite, you know what I'm saying, there. So I'm still dropping money here and there, but you know, but learning how to invest. I know a lot of people doing NFTs. I don't fully understand them, so I didn't put a lot of money into those. But S&P 500, things that are proven over time, drop some money here and there and let it just build for you. Put it in a CD or whatever, because just leave it in a bank account, you really lose the money due to inflation. So but yeah, just there's a lot of way, and real estate investing. If you can get you a good, the houses in the market in Clarksville right now, the prices are definitely up. But if you can grab your off-market deal, and there's some properties you can get, they're probably gonna need some work, but you can get into them. Get them, find you a really good crew, or if you know how to do some work yourself. The very first flip me and my husband did, we did most of it ourselves, because like we know how to do stuff. He's handy. I'm pretty handy. I went to school to be an electrician, actually. I didn't complete the course. I did enough to be able to run wire. I can rewire almost anything. But this is the thing. In the Army, I was a missile technician. So it's really like a playoff electronics technician. So I can do most things electrical. If you give me a schematic, I can read it and I'll do. Let me tell you, if you give me the parts, I'll build you a missile system right here in my house if I had the parts, because I remember how to break them down, set them up. And I don't even necessarily need those parts. I can kind of make them. Let me not be telling people this. Anyway, I can. I guess I'm trying to say. So electrical stuff I can do. And then my husband's handy. Like he was doing all the trim work. And so our very first flip, it took us a little bit. But we got a tile saw. We can cut tile. We can lay tile. We can do all of that stuff. So it's like our very first, we did that. And it saved us some money to be able to be more profitable. And it wasn't no crazy amount of profit, but it was enough to say, okay, let me get my feet wet. Let's get this experience. The second one went smoother. The third one The third one was actually the smoothest because we had a good crew plus our own work. But now we don't really do the work anymore. So we hire crews and let them go in and do whatever, long as the numbers make sense, that we make it happen. Especially like when sometimes it's when people have houses that they want to sell, or they're like, man, I don't want to put my house on the market. I don't want nobody coming through my house. I just want somebody to buy it. Cool, we're running. Let me see, So we bought a couple of them that way. And we buy a house, we do what we got to do, whatever, make sure they got their money in their pocket. Whatever. And again, we try to either, if we don't flip it, depending on what the condition is, like if it's one of those things where it's like, okay, we need to get in and get out, then okay, we might flip it. But even then, usually we'll try to sell it not at the very top of the market, because at the same time, we kind of want to service our community, which kind of sucks because it doesn't benefit us anyway. Like we can't write it off on taxes or anything or whatever. But one of the last properties, we ended up selling it for like $20,000 below market value, because the family that wanted it, that's all they could get it for. And I'm like, dang, but I really want them. So that's kind of how we ended up doing it. It's not for anybody that goes into this business. Don't do that. Don't do that, because I would lead with my heart. You can't always do that. But like I said, but real estate investing can be lucrative, and there's a lot of different ways to get into it. Like there's ways to get into real estate investing where you don't really spend any money. Like I like to buy my houses outright and get different loans or whatever. But there's a lot of different ways to get into it. As a matter of fact, let me shout out the Clarksville Real Estate Investment Group. They meet at Shoney's on Wilma Rudolph Event Center, Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, every Thursday at 8 a.m. So I would say if you're interested in real estate investing, go there. Amy Lopez, she's one of the facilitators. She's really, really good at it. She has, I don't even know how many properties she got, but I know she does really well. And she is not afraid to share her information with other people. And she's not the only one. There's a couple people in there. They're not afraid to share information, and it's free. I mean, you got to pay for your own meal, but to go and convene and talk with them, is free to go talk with them. I walk people through how to invest in real estate. Excuse me. So it's, I don't know. It's good.
Yeah. Like I've been, there's been a couple people, asking me would I be interested in going to real estate. I'm like, I don't know yet. Let me do more research on it first, and let me talk to a few people before I make a decision. Because I like to make sure I get as much information as possible before I get into something. So, I'm still thinking about it. Something me and my wife had talked about a couple of times, but I don't think we were as serious. But, I think as more we talk about it, the more serious that we are going to be about it and stuff. And back to the side things, I know 2020 was a tough year for a lot of people, whether it's financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. But I use that time to where I get to focus on myself and really figure out what I wanted to do next. Because before then, it was just always going. I didn't really have no time to really just sit down and really just evaluate plans that I wanted to put forth and execute. So during that time while I was at home, I started seeing, a lot of people coming up, through content and everything. And that's when I kind of knew I wanted to start my podcast. I think I wanted to do it actually right before the pandemic happened. Yeah. Being at my friend's house, we was watching a fight, and of course, we were drinking and talking to have a good time. And I was like, oh, I should do a podcast based on this. Just drinking and talking and get to meet new people and all of that. Talk about whatever, because listen, ain't no disrespect to other podcasts, but I'm tired of seeing podcasts on my timeline talking about relationships, talking about men and women. I'm tired of that crap. I'm tired of the modern women talk, traditional women talk. I'm tired of what men should be doing and what women should be doing. I'm tired of all of that crap. Just who cares? There's always going to be an argument. Then you got these people that bring these women on who was, I'm not going to say, how can I put it to this way? They're not as bright. I'm gonna put it to you that way.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And they put these women on there to make them feel smarter than what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't want to do that. So I'm like, I'm gonna bring something different. I want no drama. I just want great content, of course, but also just to be able to chill and talk with people, about anything and everything.
Yeah.
That's not politics. That's not religion. I
Yeah.
think people who have those platforms, they just stick to that. And I'm really thankful for it, to do it. And not only that, but when I found out that you don't need all this equipment, that when you see people do a podcast, especially, you see the on YouTube and things like that, they got the production and all that stuff. You ain't got to have all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing you need is an app, which I did early. I still use my app to this day because I still upload the audio on there. But all you need is your phone and a microphone. That's it.
Yeah.
If that. So
yeah.
And I think too, a lot of people sat back during that time period that just complaining. That's your time to really focus on you.
Yeah.
And and figure out like, oh, there's other ways I can make money out here. Do it.
I think that time was just, it seemed like time kind of sat still for a while and people just didn't know what to do. And people took it a couple of different ways. So some people use that time, like you said, to kind of, okay, let's focus on you, what we're going to do next. Some people took that time to actively like improve themselves, whether they went to school or they did whatever. And then other people just kind of panicked, which I could get it. Cause I know for me, there was a lot of death around. So it's kind of like, I know that that's a lot. So I used it to, I guess, just kind of work on, like you said, what I was doing, especially with my nonprofits and stuff like that, like what I was doing with that, what I wanted to do, ultimately focusing on what I wanted to accomplish with those. But the other part of that, I used it to rest. I think what ends up happening is we get so caught up in trying to get so caught up in like wanting to be productive that we forget that being rested is a part of being productive. So you got to rest, you got to take some time, you got to sleep. I tell people rest is the part of the revolution, because you can't give what you don't have. And so that, I would say lately, even just in the last couple of months, I've been more intentional about that. I think I want to say it was last year, my husband was like, you need to pick days off, you need to pick work hours, and he made me do it. And since he made me do it, because I'm an obedient wife, I'm a submissive, so I did it. So like, I don't work on Mondays. Like, I'll do catch-all kind of stuff, but I don't keep no office hours on Mondays. I don't work on Sundays unless there's exceptions here and there, but I don't work as many hours. So it makes me be more intentional with the time that I do have to work. Because people are like, oh, we grind. Grind culture to me is violence. Right? Because grind culture doesn't allot you time to stop and think and rest. Like you said, you stopped and thought about what you want to do next. Grind culture doesn't allow that. The only thing it allows for is to work until, and it's just like, I know, matter of fact, I know somebody now that I'm pretty close to. He's like, yeah, I'm working 90 to 100 hours a week. Yeah, da 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 da. And I'm like, well, dang, I know them checks look good, but what, when do you sleep? When do you, I don't need to sleep, I'm getting this money. Okay, you getting the money, but what you doing with it? Because you can't spend it and you got bills and you got the time that we're spending doing that. And I'm not saying don't work. So for anybody's watching it, this is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is be responsible and intentional with your time. So you can work 100 hours a week, or you can work 50 hours a week and spend 30 hours with your family, or pick up a hobby doing something that you enjoy, unless you just love your job like that. And if that's the case, then more power to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking it, but we got to make sure we rest. Like, people are like, oh, you go on vacation? I absolutely go on vacation, and I'm gonna go on another one when I come back from this one. Like, we got to take that. We got to take that time. And maybe you can't go on a vacation, but maybe you do a staycation. Maybe you sit in your house, you turn out the lights, sit in there, burn a candle, and listen to some music. But you got to rest, and you got to find a way to re-energize yourself. And when you do that, that's actually when you can sit, and when you have that time with yourself is when you can get to know yourself a little better and figure out what you're good at, what type of things you want to do, what you want to do next. Because I'm going on a tangent, I'm gonna keep going though. Because what happens is a lot of times we get caught up in what looks like success to everybody else. So you're like, oh, well, because if you sit and you look at the world gonna tell you, well, to be successful, what you got to have, they're gonna always say you need 7 streams of income, and you need to have a degree in this, and you got to have a 5-bedroom house, and you gotta drive a Beamer, and you got to do this and that. None of that is success. Is very personal. Success to you may not look like success to me. Success to me may not look like success to you. For me, I'm gonna say I'm a success, but like, you got some way to go. But it don't matter because everybody determines what their own success is. But what happens is most people don't. Right? We look at what a celebrity has or what the next person has, and we make that our goal. Truth is, you don't even know what that is. You don't know what they had to go through to get there. You don't really know what they got, because half the celebrities, they should be leased. They stuff don't be real. They don't be there. You know what I'm saying? The jewelry be fake and all of this. So now you out here, you trying to get this, and that they got, and they ain't even got it. And so if you do not define what success looks like to you, it's kind of like running a race with no finish line. Like, you don't know when you achieve success because you never defined what it was. And then, like I said, defining it for yourself. Because I know people who have met the world's definition of success and been miserable, like miserable. I did a talk for the Zetas scholarship team. Shout out to the Zetas for having me. I really appreciate y'all. And it was dope. Like they have such great energy. It was nice. But I told them about a girl that I knew, because married, kid, beautiful family, big house, cars, money, absolutely miserable. Her and her husband, they were living in Texas. They ended up basically selling their house, selling most of their stuff, and they just road trip. They bought a big RV and they just drive around. They homeschool the kids, and that's joy for them. That's what happiness looks like for them. And I don't remember where he worked, but I know she has a job that she can do remotely. So that's how, you know what I'm saying? Like, the accumulation of stuff is what a lot of us determine or define as success. And that's kind of where we fail. And so that's why a lot of us now are struggling during this economy, because you got a house full of shit that you can't use, that you never really wanted in the first place, because you just had it because you wanted to show off for other people. But now people not even now, like with COVID and stuff, even though we're not really getting past it, but we're pretending like we're getting past it and operating as if we are, but you're not really dealing with people as much as you used to, or as close as you used to, or you're not having. So now you got this accumulation of stuff for nothing. And now you can't afford the things that you need because you got this stuff to show off for other people. It's the whole thing. But anyway, so that's what I'm gonna say. Take the time to define your success and rest in between, because you're never gonna get there if you don't rest and give yourself what you need to get there. So
yeah, definitely, because I think you add on that stress because you're trying to get there, because you see people flaunting on social media like all the stuff they got. It's like most of the time it's not theirs, so stop stressing over something that is going to happen. Success doesn't have a date. Yeah. So exactly. You just got to you already know what your goals are. Just keep pushing towards this goal. And if you don't hit that goal that day, who say you won't hit it the next day or the next week or the next year, even the next month or the next year? Just keep doing it, because it will come. And once it happens, you'll have, doesn't mean just because you hit your goals don't mean you have to stop. But
and that's what it is, because I think what it is people see success as a destination. If I get this, and that, but success is really not that. It's a journey, because the other part of it is when you get, let's say you want a G-Wagon, right? I'm gonna just throw that out there because it's a random, whatever. Me and my friend was talking about G-Wagons the other day. Okay, right. So you want a G-Wagon, but when you get that G-Wagon, just, how do I explain it? It's like, there's a Buddhist principle that says that wanting is the root of all suffering. Right? So you want this, so you're willing to go through whatever. But then what happens is, as soon as you get it, you want something else, because now you've achieved that. So you have to kind of figure out what success as a journey, not as a thing or a destination looks like. Because I know I talk about this all the time, but you got to find joy in the journey. If you're not doing something you like, you might just need to stop, because if that's what it's going to take if that's the vehicle you want to use to get to what you call success or your goals, because like you said, when you hit a goal, most of the time you're going to come, especially if you're a goal-oriented person, you got goal after goal after goal after goal. We need to make sure that as we're setting these goals and defining what our success is and what our journey looks like, we need to grab some abstract things that we want. Things that, like for me, my thing is, okay, a part of what I determine as my success is raising good people. My kids, I feel like they're good people. Now, so far, when they get out of my house, that's something else. But while they're in here, they're good, right? A part of my success is being able to spend my time doing what I want to do with it. So I like just recently started gardening, probably over the last like year and a half or something like that. Now all I got is a countertop garden because that's all I can keep alive because everything else be dying. But my husband got it for me, and we got okra, we got tomatoes, we got peppers, okra, tomato, peppers. Yeah, that's all I got. Okra, tomatoes, and peppers, right? But I enjoy doing that. So I count that as success, being able to spend time gardening because that's something that I like to do. What I count a part of my success is my husband and I do at least one date night a month. I don't care how crazy the month get, we got to have at least one date night. Truth be told, we do at least two because we try to do every other week. So that's a part for me. If I say I'm successful because I spend the time with my husband that I want to, I spend the time with my kids that I want to, I get to garden and eat my own little raggedy peppers that I grew. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. It's not necessarily about money, but that's the other thing. We tie everything to money. We'll say this person is successful and this person is not because they make more money. People will talk about people idolize people with money, and it's honestly it's kind of sick if I'm being honest. Because like if you look at like Elon Musk, people they won't pay attention to the horrific things that he does in the pursuit of money. All they see is he's got that money, right? And he's like, oh, he's because he's got $1 billion and he's got 300 and something $1 billion. Okay, but think about the people he has had to exploit and hurt to get that money. He took that money from you. If you work for his company, he took that money from you, but you don't see it that way because we idolize money so much, and that's the problem. So we see money as the only indication of success, and that's a problem, and that's what we all get burnt out. You see people miserable, like even if you look at like a lot of these rappers and stuff, I mean, they have had to go through unimaginable pain and trauma and whatever to live the lifestyle they live to get to the point where they got this record deal. But now they got these record deals and they're making all this money and they junkies, but they still not happy because they're not happy with the path that it took to get there, and they're probably not happy with themselves now because that trauma don't just leave you because you got money. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just go away. So there's so much, like the journey is just as important as the destination that you're trying to reach. And we miss that a lot. So anyway, that's
definitely. Yeah, definitely. And happiness is from within, and so if you're not happy with yourself, nothing on the outside is gonna make you happy.
Absolutely.
So there's two things I want to talk about before we finish because I want to get your take on it. I'm gonna start with something that's more recent. Monique. I don't know if you heard the story. I know you heard it.
Yeah, just some of it. I saw some commentary on it. I saw DL Hughley's thing first, and it just said, I decided to work with you after all of the advice that everybody advised him not to. He said, against the advice of everybody, I decided to work with you, and you. Okay, so I saw that, and then I saw her video where she was talking about him, and she was like, "Well, what'd she say? I did this for 30 years, and I don't open up for nobody." Okay, cool, right? So, excuse me. So then they said that she came back and said something about his daughter's sexual assault or something like that.
Basically, she attacked DL Hughley personally. Went after his family.
Yeah, that's
stuff
what
like that.
Yeah.
All because really it wasn't because of DL Hughley. What happened was they were doing the same show together, and I guess they were both made the same promises. So yeah. So pretty much the promoter kind of basically just screwed them both.
Right.
And I guess they both had the same contract. I know they had the lineup. It was different. One of the lineups that Monique had, that she was the closer. The one DL had, he was the closer. Then you go look at the flyer they put together. It looked like DL Hughley is the headliner, and it was basically featuring Monique. Yeah. And then, Monique started going on this 10-minute rant, not only on DL Hughley, but also Steve Harvey, Oprah, Tyler Perry, Netflix. She's still upset about Netflix, and things like that. And who else? Lee Daniels. And it's like,
oh yeah,
excuse me.
Really apologize to her too. And so
I don't care about no apology. Because see, the thing about it, here's the thing. At some point, at first I was like, all right, she's probably upset. She's probably trying to expose people and whatever she tried to do. But at some point, if you're the common denominator, you're the problem. Everybody can't be the problem. And the fact that you went after DL Hughley over a headliner stuff when you should have really been just talking about the promoters. Because they the ones that put it together, not DL Hughley. It wasn't his show.
I'll say this. I don't know enough about it to speak intelligently about it, but I'll say standing back from it in a little bit that I do know, it looks to me that that definitely could have been handled better because, like you said, DL Hughley, he doesn't do the show lineup. He doesn't pick that. He doesn't really have control over it. And it seems like they both got promised something different. So I think to go off on him about that would have been, I think if there was a problem with that, it should have kind of went back to the promoters and not to him. So I don't know how it ended up with him. I didn't see what she talked about everybody else, so I can't, whatever. I can't speak to that. But I will say that it makes sense that she'll be the common denominator. However, I do understand where she comes from on some things in that she is very accomplished. She's done a lot, and they've I think she feels like they try to minimize what she's accomplished. However, even if they minimize what you accomplished, there's a way that you handle things. So I do get that. So, but I will say one thing that I find completely wrong and unacceptable is to go after his family. His family got nothing to do with that. Even if it was, and truly, it doesn't seem like he has anything to do with it, but that's just my 2 cents, uneducated 2 cents. So let me go ahead and put that in there.
Well,
that's what it seems like to me.
I'll give you my 2 cents, and this is the alcohol talking right now. This is my 2 cents. I believe, now this is just me, I believe that ever since Monique won that Oscar, she thought her career in Hollywood would really take off. That's what I think. And the fact that she won the Oscar, but then all of a sudden everything just started going downhill, and she started blaming everybody to why she's blackballed, stuff like that. Now she's still talking about it. She's still bringing up everything she's done in her, her career, which is a great career, by the way. But we all know if you're going to be in that business, it's all about what you have done lately. And the fact that you haven't really seen her do anything lately. You had seen DL Hughley. He just had a Netflix special. What was it? 2 years ago? He has his own show that he does basically every day.
Yeah.
So he stayed in the spotlight, right? And for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You thought, Precious, that was your crowning moment. Everybody cheered for you. But
But was that one where they were saying she was hard to work with? Is that what happened?
Yep.
And I can see that. Like I feel like because of her accomplishments, her career should have gone, and she very well could have been blackballed because there's no way for us to know what they're saying behind closed doors. But I also feel like there's let me take that back. I don't know the industry enough to say what she should have done or what there could have been done or whatever. But I'll say for me, there have been instances where people have tried to quote unquote blackball me, but they can only blackball you if you let them, because you got enough money and enough clout and enough whatever. If you want to, you can just put on your own shows. You gotta wait for nobody to book you. So that's kind of, so instead of running around, instead of talking about what people won't do for you, you can also do it for yourself. For me, my thought is always, nobody's coming to save me. So what I'm gonna do? What can I do for myself? What can I make happen? That's what I'm always make something shake. And I just feel like, everybody didn't have that mentality. Everybody didn't have that mindset. And I understand if she wants to speak about, if she feels like people did her wrong, who am I to tell her that she can't? But at the same time, that's also what's kind of holding her back. So that's what ends up, so it's like a double-edged sword. Like you can talk about it or you can progress, so I don't know. But again,
I just think, with that, like you said, she could have done her own thing. But, the moment, everybody talked about her husband too, as her manager as well. So it's kind of like some stuff that goes on behind the scenes where people are always referring back to the husband and not her personally. But in Hollywood, is that old saying, once they say you hard to work with, that is like your career is pretty much shot. And it has happened to a lot of actors. Difference is she had a career before she got into acting. Yeah. So she could just stay out there on the road and in a sense kind of like rebuild her reputation and everything like that. But it seemed like the moment, the opportunity finally comes, she goes on these rants again. She's still holding on to what Netflix offered her. They offered her $500,000 instead of what Amy Schumer got was like $10 million. But at the time, Amy Schumer was, one of the hottest female comedians in the world. So
even though Amy Schumer is trash, let me go ahead and put that out there. Amy Schumer cannot hold a candle to Monique. But in the same sense of what you were saying, as far as like, what have you done for me lately? Amy, she be trash, but she be out there. So I don't think Amy Schumer's funny.
Well, it's a business by the end of the day, and that's how these companies look at it. When they gave Dave Chappelle $60 million for 3 specials, what he brings to the table. Mm-hmm. When they give Chris Rock, he got $20 million for his special. They know what he brings to the table. So it's all about what you bring to the table, and they always stay in front in the limelight somehow. Not so much, but they're still out there.
Enough. Yeah.
To where they could bring that, even with comedians you may never heard of, right? When they get their special, they happy, right? Because they see it as an opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
I mean, it just, a lot of times too, your ego could get in the way. Yeah. And I think her ego has been getting in the way of a lot of opportunities that she could have had. Yeah. Sometimes
that she did have.
Yeah. Sometimes, what you do in the comedy world is different from what's done in Hollywood. Yeah. So when you coming in, you pretty much have to play by their rules at first, until you get to a status of like a Denzel or a Halle Berry or a Regina King or somebody like that, to where you can, demand some things, but, don't be an asshole, because you're this and what you have done over the course of.
But see, I can see on the flip side of that too, if you know what you bring to the table and what you're worth, not settling for what somebody gives you. So I can see that side too. And so I wish I knew more. I will say this. I do feel like she could have gone about some of those situations better, but it's kind of hard to say from my perspective. One, because I don't know enough about what this latest back and forth has been. I know enough to say that I feel like the way it started off was wrong. I can say that. And I know going after somebody's family is wrong. But I hate that. I feel like they are using her. What am I trying to say? Let me pick my words. I feel like they know how to trigger her. And I feel like when I say they, not like D.L. Hughley and Steve Harvey knows that she's coming after, but I feel like the ones who really pulled the strings, or is that what it pulled the strings? Look, the drink getting to me. What is it pulled? The ones who really control things in Hollywood, they know how to trigger her through other Black people. And what happens is when it's time for her to go off, all she sees is these Black people in front of her that she goes off on, whatever. She's never talking about whoever the promoters was, whoever the tour managers was, whoever those people were that were putting it together. And it ends up being almost like a divide and conquer. And when I say divide and conquer, they're keeping her separated from the people that would actually want to see her do well and promote, but they're using her against her.
And you gotta be, and she's been in the business long enough she should have known that.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's like, though, if anybody gonna come and ride for you, them gonna be like, no, even if they don't like the way she worked, you can't tell me they don't love her, because they still trying to put her on stuff. So they still trying to put you on stuff. So they got some type of care for you. And then like the first chance you got, you went to shit on them. Like, that's not cool. So I don't know.
I think she has accomplished so much that she could literally go out on the road by herself and do the stuff herself, get the fan base back up.
Yeah, because I will go see Monique. If she's like, hey, I'm doing a one night only, girl, if she just like, I'm doing a one night only, I'm gonna be in Zanies, I bet you it'll be packed out. Like, she can make, you know what I'm saying? I'll be there. Like, she'll make her, but that's the other thing too, right? Defining success. So going back to that, in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't know if she feels like she hasn't made it yet. And whose ruler is she using? What measuring stick is she using? Because you done hit all the things, but now maybe it's because she feel like now she's not making as much money as them and da-da-da. You don't know what they're doing to get that money. You don't know, or you're not willing to do, or you're not doing what they're doing to make that money. So you can't really, I don't know. I think we run into a lot of problems when we start to compare ourselves to other people. Like, that's what it is. Like, well, he getting that, so I should get that. Wait a minute now. Like, you don't
You don't ever pocket watch. You don't ever pocket watch.
It always is a problem. Always.
And she did bring that up during her rant, how D.L. Hughley opened the Kings of Comedy and she closed the Queens of Comedy. And I said to myself, first off, that is two separate things. From one, the Kings of Comedy, that was such a huge success to where the Queens of Comedy came because of the Kings of Comedy to give y'all an opportunity. Even though it was,
I would say this, I can't speak to that, but I'm gonna say they did their thing though. They did their motherfucking thing. So
yeah, I mean, it definitely, because the same guy who put the Kings of Comedy together put the Queens of Comedy together. So it came from that. So the success of that, he was like, no, Black women got to have their own thing.
Yeah,
and it was amazing. You know what I mean? But to really compare the two and say, well, I close the Queens of Comedy. Well, let's just be honest. Even though, first off, Samora to me is the funniest one on the tour. That's me. That's the type of comedy I like her. You know, stuff like that. But to compare the Queens of Comedy to the Kings of Comedy, that's like comparing a Major League Baseball player to a baseball player who's only in the minors, AAA.
I don't see it that way. Because look at the numbers. Look at the numbers that they brought in. Did you see the numbers?
I saw the numbers.
Yeah, it's
amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Not that big of a disparity, but I understand the point that you're getting to, but I don't think that's a fair analogy. I think I can see that it would be a problem saying he opened this and I closed that just because they're two different shows. Like I can just see that there were two different, but I will say this. So in Monique's defense, Queens of Comedy, she was the funniest to me. I like some more. I like all of them, but Monique killed it. Monique was the funniest one on there, but I get it. It's like, it's some of those are not fair arguments because there's no way to compare them. Like there's no way to really compare, like what's the value you get out of opening this versus closing this? You can't really say because they're two different.
But see, when you bring that up, people are gonna talk about it. So you already comparing, like you said, you already comparing that to that. So if you're gonna do that, first off, D.L. Hughley was not the opening act. He was Steve Harvey really was, technically.
Yeah, he was the first. Yeah.
Yeah, technically, stuff like that. But we all know you ain't going after Bernie Mac. There ain't no way you going after him.
It ain't no way. I just listened to that stand up again. My husband and I was on a road trip and we listened to Bernie Mac's Kings of Comedy thing on the way back, and then we listened to Monique's. That's why I was like, I knew those were the funniest ones to me. But I like her. I don't know. Like I can see how ego could get the best of you, especially if you know that you've accomplished a lot, and it's like, well, they not giving you your just due. But I think we also have to understand that sometimes you're just not gonna get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? What you think you deserve, sometimes you're just not gonna get that. And especially if people feel like they have a personal issue with you, or you have a personal issue with everybody, you're not gonna get that, and you just gotta be okay with that. But it sounds to me that she needs closure. Because if she keeps talking about the same thing over and over, she just needs some closure from it. But baby, you have to go to a therapist, do what you gotta do and get it out, because you're not gonna get that from him.
I hope she I would like to see a special.
Yeah.
It don't necessarily have to be, Netflix. It could be Showtime.
But she can do it on YouTube. I wouldn't give a good goddamn. I'm gonna watch it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? That actually would be if her team decides to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
If her team comes up with an idea, it's like, you know what? Why are you waiting on Netflix to give you the money that you want? Why are you waiting on, everybody else?
Take you $500, get you a nice studio. Bruh, take you $30 and get you a professional mic, sit in front of the damn camera and tell us some jokes. Like, girl, like, cause don't you have it where on YouTube you can charge people to watch the thing? Cause I feel pretty confident that I paid for Cat Williams' video or something that he had online. So it's just like to watch him, and it's like, and I went to this tour that he had here at whatever this thing was in Nashville, so Municipal Auditorium. But I mean, there's other ways to do it. I think what happens is we get we get really caught up in how it's always been done. So we want to do it that way. And that's how they've done it. So that's what you want to do. Girl, you can do your own thing. Make it. People won't come see Monique regardless. Now, I'll say this. She is damaging her reputation with the way she's going about this. But we're going to come see you. You just got to, I don't know. But I do feel like that was very unfair. I feel like I'm harping on the same thing. So I'm going to shut up so you can go to the next thing. My bad.
Well, I also would say this too. If you have a team, get some young people on your squad to where,
yes,
you know, because they could tell you, listen, Patreon is where it's at. You go on Patreon and then, you know, bump all of that. You could, you know, do your own special, put it on Patreon, you know, stuff like that, and, you know, make money that way. So now you really cut out the middleman. You just pretty much, you know, that's something that Kev on Stage is doing right now. Basically, cut out the middleman. He has his own app, you know, create his own content, put it up for download, his own app to where you can just pay for it. I think it's around like $5-6 a month. You get all this content and all of that. So that's probably something that she could really think about doing. And, you know, with her name as big as it is. And sometimes I'm thinking this stuff might be calculated in a sense, because, you know,
could be.
Sometimes, you know, you want to keep your name out there. Sometimes it might be for the wrong reasons, but the fact that your name is out there, when you put something out there, people are going to flock to it to see what's, you know, what you got. So
that's true. Because what they said, there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? Or something like that.
In the entertainment business, bad publicity is good publicity. So as long as it's not over the top, you know, some stuff. But, you know, I think she will. If Monique, if you're ever watching this, you know, I love you. I hope you use the platforms right in front of you and basically use it to, you know, continue on with your career and continue to profit off your career. So I hope that works out for you. The next thing I want to get to real quick, I don't know why I'm bringing this up. Maybe, like I said, got this alcohol in my system. But Jada Pinkett Smith.
Woo!
Now she did a Red Table Talk, which I don't like the Red Table Talk, period. I understand what it was meant for, but I think over the course of time, I think she just is not helping her at all. But you know, she's always calling. No, she did discuss the Oscar thing a little bit, not much. Like she was trying to remove herself from it, you know, and all of that, not taking responsibility for her part in it. But I just want to get your thought on her platform, and, you know, because I'm gonna tell you like this. I feel like you calling on healing, right? That's your thing. That's your thing, healing. But a broken person can't call on something that they're not themselves. So I feel like
I can see that. So okay, full transparent. I've watched like maybe one Red Table Talk. I watched a part of it when she had the entanglement thing, right, with August Alsina, and there was that whole thing or whatever. So this is my take on her. She hates Will Smith. She hates him. She's married to him and she hates him. And she goes out of her way to hurt him and emasculate him and to break him down every chance she gets. That's what I see. When there was an excerpt from Will's book where he talked about trying to please her and trying to whatever, and he's like, he just couldn't please her and all of this. And it's like, so I feel like she goes out of her way to make him feel small because she knows what I feel like she's done it from the beginning, and that's just what it is. So when it came to the Oscar situation, I watched that little thing over and over again. I'm like, she did that shit on purpose because she knew what he would do. Because let me tell you, he could say, I can get up and I can do something now, or I got to hear about this when I go home, when I whatever. And who knows the type of stuff she says to him? Because I've seen some video of little stuff. And it's, you know, people send me stuff. I don't go looking for it, but people send me stuff. Because I was talking to my homegirl about the same thing. And she was like, girl, let me show you this. Let me show you this. So she sent me all of this stuff. And where she's following him around the house with a camera. He's like, please don't put this camera on. Like, he's like, social media, that's a part of my livelihood. Why would you try to mess that up? Why would you, whatever? Like, she hates him. So with the Oscar thing, after that happened, we all know. So everybody's got a different opinion on what that is right now. It's like, everybody knows she had alopecia. I didn't know she had no damn alopecia. I got alopecia. Even I have alopecia, and I didn't look at it because Chris Rock is not that type of person from what I've seen. Right. But I know they had beef with him back from when they was trying to boycott the Oscars because they didn't get Oscars. How you want to? You don't want them to come because you ain't got it. But guess what? Your ass is up in here now.
I don't mean to cut you off real quick, but I gotta say that first off, just because you played did a movie and you played somebody, don't mean you're gonna be nominated for an award. Let's just get that out the way. Right. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's been times where Denzel Washington ain't been nominated for an award. Mm-hmm. There's been times where Leonardo DiCaprio ain't been nominated for an award.
Exactly. And they'll like, let's boycott.
No. So yeah, go ahead. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, but exactly that. So it's like, so I get it because Chris Rock, he joked about it back then. So I feel like that whole thing was kind of like a holdover from when he was like, well, ain't nobody asked you to come here or something like that. So I guess they were still in their feelings about that. But okay, back to it. But I feel like I feel like he is an emotionally broken man. She does it, and she does it on purpose. She breaks him down in every single way she can. And so when it came to that, it's almost like a Manchurian candidate. Like, she knew what that would make him do. Maybe she didn't know it was going to make him slap him, but she knew something out of pocket was going to happen. This is the thing. When she saw that he was up and he was not once did she say, come back here, baby. Did you da-da-da-da? You want to talk that healing bullshit now, but you ain't do nothing in the moment. And after he smacked him, when he came and sat back down, she smiled about it. She was smiling and she was smug and the whole shit. So it's like, that's what she wanted. And now, like you said, I see if it's a random person you don't know. I've never seen somebody distance themselves from their husband the way she does. That's crazy to me. So now he's missing out on job opportunities, all of this and that. And not once did she ain't come out and defend, oh, my husband's a good person. Y'all know this is a one-time da-da-da-da. None of that. It's it's the time for healing. Girl, shut the whole girl. She hates him. And their Red Table Talk, haven't watched it, but from what I get from people, I'm not gonna watch it. I watched, like I said, that portion because back from with the August Alsina thing, I was already done with her then. Because honestly, she's a predator. Like, that's your kid's friend. You end up sleeping with your kid's friend. That's a predator. Like, no.
Okay, I got something to say about it. First off, I don't watch the show either. Mm-hmm. My wife does. I don't know why. I'm just like, babe, we don't need that drama in our life. So cut that off. But when it comes to that, first off, I told my wife, I said, babe, why would her own son bring his friend to you for healing? She ain't no therapist.
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
And not only that, but come on now. I knew something was going on because he going on vacations.
Bro, and he's a grown man.
A grown man, come on. You know, everybody knows what's going on. Yeah. She when Will Smith ain't there, because he works. He ain't one of these actors who don't work. He works.
But he ain't working now because jeopardize his whole career for some bullshit. But
he'll be back. They gonna let it go.
And that's the other thing too. I think, and so going back to him, why I say he's broken, she has him living in the shadow of a dead man. Like, she always. I'm sure I could imagine how much she's compared. Because think about it. Somebody had brought this to my attention. They was like, do you know that their daughter wrote a letter to Tupac, like, my mommy still misses you?
I told my wife, I said, babe, if my daughter ever did that, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be losing a daughter that day.
But it's on the wife, because what type of conversations have to be happening for this child to want to write a letter to a man she's never met, to a dead man? Like, this is crazy. So if she's aware of that and that's what they're living with, imagine what Will's living with. And who knows? Anytime she's not pleased, well, I bet you Tupac, like, who knows what type of shit she be saying. So she amped that whole thing up. Like, bro, when I say she hates him, she hates him. She resents him. She, whatever it is, but she does not like that man. But
no, they got married. They got, she cried on the wedding day because she didn't want to marry him. She was forcing to marry him. And only that because
how did she get forced?
Well, she was pregnant at the time with their son.
What that mean? People have babies out of wedlock every day.
It was the 90s. I can't explain it. It was the 90s. And I guess I don't know if it was his mother or her mother. I don't know what it was, but they got married.
Man.
And, of course, she was pregnant with their son and he came about the next summer, but she didn't want to marry the dude. When she didn't have to, all she had to do was.
So she didn't want to marry, she decided to break him in every way possible, bro. He needs to go to therapy. She needs to get the hell away from him. It's like, I feel like I think she's, bro, she hates him. I was going to say she's evil, but she hates him. Like, she hates him.
Well, they were both a rebound for each other. So it's like, not like, it was just something that just, the fact that they've been together this long, but see, nobody knew about this stuff, right? Nobody knew about it until she started that Red Table Talk. And I think that was like, to your point, maybe this was like that final effort to really try to get away from him. And so it's like everybody thought they were the it couple. I would never say anybody's the it couple if I don't know what's going on in their personal life.
What you said, yep. That's, man, amen to that. People say stuff like that all the time. Oh, I want a relationship like that. No, you don't. You don't know what the hell people got going on behind closed doors. Like you just don't. No relationship is gonna be what somebody would label as perfect. It's just not, because people are people. Nobody's gonna be 100%. We think the same all the time or whatever. Like, that's crazy. But I don't know. So, So my take on that, she hates him. That's my take. She absolutely hates him. She has no regard for him. There's a lot of, from what I see, it's like a lot of fake. I won't say fake. I'm gonna say a lot of pretentious. I'm a healer. I'm a this. I'm a that. But it seems like everything she touches breaks. So I don't know what you're healing. You know what I'm saying?
Because she's broken herself. She hasn't truly healed herself. So it's like, why are you gonna make somebody else miserable? Because really, deep down inside, you're miserable. And R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. He brought it up as soon as it happened. We all know what it was. We know what's going on. Because she always bringing up Tupac every chance she gets, bringing up Tupac. We all know that was your love. That was the person that you thought you was gonna spend the rest of your life with. But you were blessed with Will Smith. And, you probably loved him at one point. I'm not saying you probably never loved him. You probably loved him at one point, but it could be so many different things to where we can't really pinpoint.
True.
Will Smith is probably this big star. She's been acting before Will Smith got into acting. Her career, she felt like her career hasn't really been at the level that she probably wanted to be.
That could be it.
Will Smith, ever since the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, has been through the roof pretty much. And stuff like that. She had 2 children, which kind of put her career on pause a little bit and stuff like that. But she had other outlets, music, stuff like that, still producing. And Girl Trip was an amazing movie from what I saw, and things like that. But can't nobody make somebody happy.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's what it is.
And I just think that, he needs to go ahead and just move on, and it gotta come to an end.
Yeah, I'll say that they need to go find healing and real happiness because that ain't that, like, they don't, I don't know, they just don't seem happy together. I truly believe she hates him or resents him or whatever it is, because she did say that he cheated on her before, and I'm sure he did. And maybe she was like, he got the nerve to cheat on me. I ain't even wanted him in the first place. Like, who knows how it came about? But she,
with who?
I don't know. She said in one of those videos, she was like, well, so do you want to name the young lady that we had to something with whatever it was? It's like, she was saying something, but I don't know. This was a video somebody sent me. I don't remember what it was exactly.
Man, listen.
But he cheated. I imagine he did. But we know that she's cheated too. So it's kind of like, not saying that it makes it good, because we're not in a relationship. So I can't say. Truth be told, a lot of them people, they be having open relationships anyway. Their rule just be that you can't let nobody find out about, or whatever their things be. And I guess now that hers was all public, I mean, who knows? But one thing I feel like I know for sure is that she hates him. That's it.
Well, that's the theme on this segment. She hates him,
Yeah.
and it's he's gonna bounce back because I know he was in the process of filming the new Bad Boys movie, and that got put on pause.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of really hoping to see.
Yeah, I want to see that too. Yeah.
The fact that he had a son in the last movie he didn't know about because he was sleeping with that woman, and he was sleeping with that woman while he was undercover. He couldn't help it. Shoot, a Hispanic woman like that, he was gonna.
You so stupid.
I knew something was off when I was watching that movie in the theaters. I was like, why are they attacking everybody? But Marcus, was it Marcus? Yeah, Marcus. Martin Lawrence, Lawrence character. I guess, well, everybody else had something to do with the case that he was working on back then, and just get rid of him. And I was like, all right, well, okay. You got a son, I guess. You can't be a player all your life. You got some responsibilities. But man, this was a great night. This was an excellent night. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the last word, man. Anything you want to say? The floor is yours.
I just want to say thank you for having me. Thank y'all for listening. Definitely come out to the Clarksville Juneteenth weekend festivities. So on Thursday night at the Customs House Museum, a screening of the Black Mosaic, uncovering the Black voices in Clarksville. And then on the Friday night, we have the Culture Ball, cocktail party, restaurant and press. So get fly. It ain't got to be black tie, but get fly. It's cocktail. My outfit is over the top, so you got to see. And then Saturday is a Juneteenth festival from, the Culture Ball is at Civic Hall from 6 to 9 p.m. And then the Juneteenth festival is at the Wilma Rudolph Event Center from 12 noon to 9 p.m. Live music, food, crazy amount of vendors, Kids Zone, Author Space, Art Gallery, Selfie Station. We got, I skipped this whole thing, the health and wellness thing. We're gonna have general health checkups. They're gonna do mammograms and pap smears and COVID shots and genetic testing, sickle cell trait testing, tracing, all of that stuff at Juneteenth. Like the health and wellness is gonna be, and then the spades and dominoes tournaments, like we said, the cigar lounges, the CBD lounge, wine bar, beer tents. Like it's gonna be, it's all up, and it's family friendly. So come on out, and it's free.
Definitely, and y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and make sure y'all subscribe to Drinking After Dark Podcast YouTube channel. Y'all can also catch the episodes on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or whatever you listen to podcasts. So y'all do that. Y'all continue to support, man. Continue to spread the word. We're just going up from here. I got new things in the works as well. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is. I'm just going to come out with it because I don't want nobody stealing my ideas. So that's when I'm just going to let y'all know. Just stay tuned. So y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark Podcast on those 3 platforms. Juanita, thanks again for coming on. This was fun. Y'all make sure y'all go out on June 18th, Juneteenth Festival, Clarksville, Wilma Rudolph Convention Center. So y'all go out there, have a great time.
Oh, my social media, the Juanita Charles on Facebook and Instagram. The Juanita Charles. So yeah, follow me. My website is juanitatacharles.com. So you'll see all the stuff I do. So yeah.
Definitely. Y'all make sure y'all follow her too. And if y'all have any questions, y'all can hit her up there pertaining to the events that's going on Juneteenth weekend. Until next time, people, Juanita, thank you for coming on. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay safe. Y'all drink responsibly. Oh, and one before I go, following week I'm gonna do a Father's Day special. So if y'all know any fathers out there, I'm gonna do a Father's Day special for Father's Day weekend. So y'all stay tuned to that. If your husband wants to come on, he's more than welcome to come on. So he can hit me up on Facebook or whatever, and we can make it happen. But until next time, this is Darius from Drinking After Dark Podcast, and we out. Peace.
Gotta get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure Gotta make sure that the bills is paid, and then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Uh-huh.